I've always enjoyed challenge runs, but they're not the sort of thing I usually stream. But wait a minute, I've got a YouTube channel here already, and it's not like I have any kind of consistency to ruin by mixing things up a bit. So it's been a good few years since I played Oblivion. I've been more into Skyrim and Morrowind, but there are plenty of good challenge runs to be had. What about... Yeah, that works. Alright, so here's the deal. I have to beat Oblivion, but the only way I'm allowed to directly damage enemies is with my fists. No casting damage spells, no bows and or arrows, and absolutely no swords. Now, if, say, an enemy steps onto one of the many traps in the Ayleid ruins scattered around Cyrodiil, well, that's fair game, and I'm playing the OG Oblivion. I already own the Game of the Year edition from a while back, might as well play around with it a bit, yeah? Alright, let's get this show on the road. We're playing as good old Punchin' Pete. He's an Imperial, because they have a hand-to-hand bonus, and I figured the charm ability might come in handy. And he has red hair, because that makes him punch faster. The intro is the usual. Our buddy Uriel Septim is super into getting assassinated, so he stands in a corner with his back facing a secret passage, and we're entrusted with the Amulet of Kings and sent off to find his next of kin. Now, the Emperor himself doesn't know where this illegitimate son might be, but he knows someone who might. Joffrey over at Welkynd Priory. Oh no, it looks like he's been assassinated. Who'd have thunk? Anyways, I've got business to attend to. Rat punching business. And breaking all of my lockpicks on an easy lock business. Pete manages to punch his way out through the sewers, and ends up with the warrior sign and the crusader class. Don't worry, this will come to bite me in the ass later. To start off with, I wander along the road and notice some familiar ruins. If my memory serves, Umbra, wielder of Umbra, is camped out in here waiting for a challenge. Since I'm sticking to fists, I obviously can't use the weapon itself, but if I grab it, then I can turn in Clavicus Vile's Daedric quest whenever the time calls for it. If I can beat her, at least. I cannot. Well, that whole ordeal did still get Pete enough experience to level up, so I stick a few points each in strength, agility, and speed. I probably should have put some in endurance, but hey, I haven't played the game in over a decade at this point, cut me some slack. That reminds me though, I should probably be at least a little careful with levels. In Oblivion, you level based on leveling your major and minor skills, but you get attributes based on all your skills. Which might sound nice, but really, it means if you aren't paying attention, you might only get 1 or 2 attribute points each level. And thankfully, in this run I'm using heavy armor and block, which both level endurance, which I'll need for health. Especially since in this game, it's not retroactive. If you aren't putting points into endurance, you're permanently losing health. While wandering down the road, I happen upon Sardavar Lead. You know what? Sure, I love a good dungeon. Punch some scamps, grab some Welkynd stones, get stuck in the ceiling. You know, normal stuff. And those Welkynd stones will be useful later too. They fully replenish your magicka, which means Pete can eat a few of those while casting spells to heal up or gain some skill levels. Afterwards, I decide to pop over to Pravil to sell some gear, ask for directions, and take a nap. Ah, shit. You know how I was talking about needing to be careful with levels? Well, this level sucks. The only decent attribute in this spread is speed, and only because I've been running and jumping everywhere like a lunatic. Whatever, we play it where it lands. Alright, time to hit the road. I should probably make my way up to Welkynd Priory so I can start... Wait, I can just fast travel there? Already? So I fast travel to Welkynd Priory to get this amulet off my hands. It's a hot item, what with its recently deceased former owner, and I don't need that kind of heat on me. Damn it, Mabril, get out of the way.
Can I help you?
I hope you get attacked by mythic dawn goons.
He's upstairs.
Anyways, hey Joffrey, I'll give you this cool necklace if you tell me who the Emperor's son was.
You brought me the Amulet of Kings? His name is Martin.
Thanks. Okay, so we're looking for a priest Martin and Kvatch. I sure hope the town isn't overrun by Daedra or anything. Before we leave, I grab some stuff from the Priory, replacing my broken armor and nabbing some potions and a repair hammer. So, travel to Kvatch and... What are you doing? Why are you chasing me? Stop it!
Come on! on! Run while there's still time!
Okay, well, Hurdle here, A, doesn't understand personal space, and B, thinks I should run away. Apparently the town is overrun by Daedra or something. I chat with some folks around here, but everyone seems to think Martin's dead. Just to be sure though, I should check with Savli and Mattias. After some grandstanding about protecting civilians,
That's all I can do now.
Mattias agrees to send a civilian into the Oblivion Gate to do something. So I punch some more scamps and pop my way through into the Deadlands. Okay, I'm in Oblivion, now what? Well, first off, there are more scamps to punch. And after trying and failing to jump around the Wargate, I decide to... Hey, knock it off. As I was saying, I decide to make my way up the road to that ominous tower over yonder. I've never been let down by an ominous tower. To be honest, Oblivion's never been my favorite Elder Scrolls game. That being said, playing through it again is reminding me of some of the bits I really liked about it. One of those bits? These punches feel nice. It's like my fist is really connecting with Scamp Skull. After playing with some doohickeys, and actually opening the gate from earlier, I make my way up to the tower I was heading for. And for a nice change of pace, Pete gets to punch some Dremora this time. Originally I was going to try to punch my way through, but after chugging all my healing potions against one churl and being summarily executed, I decided to play it a bit safer. Dodge out of there, heal up, and kite the churl around, punching it when I can until it stops getting back up. Eventually, I bump into this guy in a cage, who has some great advice for me on how to close an Oblivion gate. How convenient! Do you want me to get you down from there, buddy? No? Alright then, suit yourself. Once we're in the Sigil Keep, I make a beeline for the top, and there's a Sigil Stone there, just like our buddy said. I've had just about enough of the Deadlands for now, I think. I did save before grabbing the Sigil Stone this time, but honestly, this isn't an optimal run anyways, so I'll just take whatever. The gate crashes, and we're thrust back out into the rain with Savlian. You know what? Maybe the Deadlands wasn't so bad. At least it was warm and dry there.
I just...
Close the gate.
After that whole affair, Mattias realizes that we're the main character and decides his chances of pushing into the city are better if we tag along. Easy enough, just punch some clan fear and... Like I was saying, punch some clan fear and... Damn, these clan fear got hands. Oh, there were more guards outside. I probably could have just let them in the whole time, huh? Okay, try again with more guys this time, and we make quick work of the lizards, giving Pete the chance to punch our true enemy, scamps. With the way forward cleared out, the chapel is accessible, and we can finally talk to our soon-to-be buddy Marty. Can I call you Marty? Glad you aren't dead, bud. He seems in great shape, actually. Besides a little crisis of faith.
I'm having trouble understanding the gods right now.
Don't worry, I got this. Just tell him he's the Emperor's son and the latest Dragonborn destined to light the dragon fires and save Tamriel from the Daedric Prince Murren's Dagon, ending the Oblivion crisis.
I don't know. It's strange. I think you might actually be telling the truth.
For some reason, he believes us and seems ready to help. Alright, let's get going, Martin. I'm sure the guards here don't need any more help. I'll check back up on him in a bit. I drag Martin back to Waynon Priory and... Egads! The Mythic Dawn have attacked! Nobody could have seen this coming!
Help! Prior Maberel is dead!
And they got Prior Maberel. Anyways. After helping Joffrey clean up the remaining cultists, he takes us to go check on the Amulet of Kings. I'm sure you put it somewhere secure. They probably didn't...
They've taken it. The Amulet of Kings is gone. The enemy has defeated us at every turn.
Oh, they stole it. Well, we don't want Martin to get stolen too, so Joffrey asks us another favor. Escort him up to Cloud Ruler Temple. Joffrey, why didn't you go to Cloud Ruler Temple sooner? Or at least keep the amulet on you. I feel like you can take care of yourself a lot better than a wooden box can. Whatever.
Hail, Dragonborn! Hail, Lord of Septim! Hail!
Hail!
And with that, my job is done. Martin can take the seat as Emperor, so Pete should be free to go, right? I'll just check with... Dear God, what happened? Turns out we aren't free yet. There's more day to save. Joffrey sends Pete back to the Imperial City to meet up with Boris, but I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh right, Savlian. Fine, I'll head back to Kvatch and help him push through to the castle. He tells me to grab the key from Barrack. Barrack's dead. That's okay, just skirt my way around, punch more scamps, wait for a few hours when my health is low, and lower the gates for everyone else. Oh, and Pete's a journeyman pugilist now. That means I can disarm people, which might be huge in my not dying career. If I'm remembering correctly, it also means that I can punch ghosts, which I'll probably have to do at some point. Once the gates are down, everybody else moves in, and we can rescue the Count. The Count's dead. Oh, free stuff! After informing Mattias of the truly tragic news, he takes the Count's ring and gives me a shirt. Thanks, I guess? Wait, I was supposed to do something in the Imperial City. Someone named Bortus or something? I'm sure he's fine. For now, let's go have fun. Punching Pete's a free man, and in the heart of the Empire, no less. There's plenty of fun to be had. I sell a bunch of the gear I've been nabbing for some pocket change, and buy some repair hammers to keep my own fixed up. You know what, actually? Pete could use a bit more experience fighting. Let's pop over to the arena for a bit. What's an Elder Scrolls game if you don't finish at least one guild quest line? The arena might not be the most interesting one, but Oblivion's the only game it's in, so it might as well. Plus, it'll give me the chance to level Pete's hand-to-hand a bit, knock off some rust, and hopefully earn some gold. After getting laughed at for a few minutes, Owen gives us the rundown, and an arena raiment. Pete opts for the heavy raiment since that's his prerogative, and who am I to argue with the hero of Kvatch? Pete's first match is against some other brand new no-name from the yellow team. I get reaccustomed to blocking, throw a couple punches her way, and toss around her shield a bit in disrespect. Easy. Take a quick nap, level up, throw some points of strength, endurance, and personality, and back to Owen, who tells me the arena won't be open again until 9 a.m. Naturally, Pete stands in the corner staring at him for a few hours until the gates are back open, and we're off to match 2. This guy has heavier gear, but he still goes down without much of a fight. Hell, I even managed to disarm him midway through. Man down, another win under my belt, and I'm gonna try to loot every enemy here on instinct, aren't I? Side note, but how is the arena sustainable at all? Like, there's an undefeated champion in the Grey Prince, but isn't every competitor undefeated by virtue of not being dead? These are to-the-death fights. How is anyone supposed to make a name for themselves if one bad day ends not just your career, but your life? I don't want to think about it anymore, so I take a nap, level up, and put points into strength, endurance, and luck. I'm not leveling anywhere near optimally, if you can tell by the 2 and 3 points into everything, but it should be fine. Anyways, you know the drill by now. Owen puts us down, and we put down an archer, ranking Pete up to brawler. Pete isn't satisfied yet, though. These fists hunger, and this guy with an axe looks pretty tasty. Like a sandwich, like a good sandwich. Like a really good grilled cheese, maybe with like some tomato soup to dip into. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, punch his axe out of his hand and the life out of him, and that's another rung on the ladder for the arena's up-and-coming new pugilist. And his next enemy is... Enemies are a couple of wood elves. Hardly seems fair, but who am I to judge? Same tune, different song. Just give him the old 1-2, maybe a couple dozen more for good measure, and... Okay. Maybe I should avoid getting shot by the archer the whole time. A bit of kiting around pillars and some healing spam later, and Punchin' Pete secures another victory. Oh, I'm already at the next advancement match. Not a remarkable one, just punch the cat until he gets tired and lays down for a nap. And Pete rises to bloodletter. You know what, all this fighting is great, but what I could really go for is gambling. 50 gold on blue, they seem to be doing well lately.
The yellow team.
Damn it. Well, after blowing my lunch money on that, I decided to take a nap instead of eating. 5 points to endurance and a couple to strength and willpower. I think I'm done with the arena for now. Let's explore. I know this is framed as a challenge run and all, and it is, but it's also me enjoying the game after not having played it for a while. I figure I might need enchanting later, and hey, even if I don't, the Mages Guild sounds like fun, so let's drop by the Coral Guild branch. What you got for me, Tikius? He says Irana's in town. He wants me to figure out what she wants, but report back before I do anything for her. She wants the book Fingers of the Mountain, which is supposedly just over yonder by Cloudtop. Tikius really doesn't want her to have it, so I grab it, hand it over to her, and pickpocket off of her. Just to keep everyone on their toes.
What?
Tikius is pissed I gave it to her, but look, I have it right here. And one recommendation secured. Alright, time to forget about the Mage's Guild for a while. While I'm grabbing a snack at the tavern, I bump into Valus Odell,
My sons.
who can't be asked to help his kids fight some goblins at their farm. Sure, I don't have anything better to do. Meet his kids at the farm, punch some gobbies, and steal their crops to make potions. And Valus gives us a cool sword, Jilrend. This is a fantastic weapon, but it ain't fists, so... While I was helping the boys, I noticed a gate over there. I could probably close that real quick. Wander around, punch some Jamora, extend some bridges, and after grabbing the sigil stone, that's another gate closed. Also, I don't know if it was obvious, but I'm cutting out a lot of fighting here. It turns out, punches don't really do much damage, so it takes a lot of them to knock an opponent down. Well, all this adventuring's got me beat. While I'm in town, let's take a nap at the Oaken Crozier and level up. 4 points into endurance and another 2 into strength and willpower. The extra endurance for leveling heavy armor and block is nice. I should get hit more. Wait, wasn't I supposed to be doing something in the Imperial City? Oh yeah, the arena! Pete's a bloodletter now, and it shows. He's actually blocking attacks for once, staggering opponents and giving himself the chance to hang back and heal. Second verse, same as the first. Block this yellow teamer's short blade, stagger her long enough to get a few good hits in, and keep at it long enough to keep her down. Simple as that. The next match is another advancement match, and Pete's not one to back down from a challenge. This Dark Elf has a mixed kit, so let's close in before he can fire off too many arrows, then it's business as usual. Punch punch, he's down, and Pete's a Myrmidon. Alright, beat down lightning round. We've got a Wood Elf, a High Elf, an
Axe-armed orc.
a Nord with a long sword, and a High Elf spellcaster. Next advancement match, and it's a doozy. Pete dies to
The most savage, blood-crazed orc I've ever seen.
a few times before I decide to cash in on a level up, giving Pete the edge he needed to knock her out and advance to Gladiator. Wait, actually, I think I remember something. Right around here, there should be... there they are. Brandwyn and Salith are over here training for the arena, but I don't much care about that. What I really want is this key. This key unlocks a chest over here, which has the Bands of Quang Lao. Some very good armor that fortifies our hand-to-hand significantly. You can't wear them at the same time as the arena raiment, so they might not be useful in there, but that doesn't mean they won't come in handy down the line. I could go back to the arena, but I don't know, just not feeling it. Besides, why not break in these bands a bit while we got the chance? Instead, let's grab a protection spell so we can get training alteration, and start Agronak Gromalig's quest so we can get out of the way for later. The Grey Prince wants us to check out Crowhaven for proof of his lineage, so let's head up there, punch some vampires, get Porphyr Chamophilia, and grab that evidence Gromalig was looking for. Let's get rid of that vampirism real quick too. It can be nice for hand to hand, but it also makes talking to people a pain in the ass, and I can't be asked right now. Anyways, deliver that proof that his pops was a vampire.
By Shinji, I'm the son of a vampire.
He seems a bit unenthused about it. Surely this won't have any consequences later. Hey, maybe that journey made Pete better at punching Argonians? Nope. You know what? Maybe it's time to advance the main quest a bit. I am in the Imperial City after all, why not check in on Boris?
Sit down. Don't say anything.
I chat him up, tail his tail, and we have a new book and a new objective. This agent had the first of 4 of Mankar Camoran's commentaries on the Mysterium Xarxes, and we need the other 3. Why? Well, cults love puzzles, and the Mythic Dawn is no exception. We think Camoran encoded a hint to the location of the Dawn's headquarters inside the commentaries, as a sort of initiation. Termina has the second book, and sends us to first edition for the third. Vintius won't give it to us though. Said he already sold it. Bah. I just harassed Gwynnis until he hands it over, and that's 3 down. For the last book, I let Boris pretend to join the Mythic Dawn, then punch the cultist with the book, and out of there. I got a bit lost. Oh yeah, rest in peace, Boris. With all 4 of the commentaries, we can finally puzzle our way to the Mythic Dawn's headquarters. Now, what could it be? Well, Mankar Camoran, subtle as ever, hid the message in the first letter of each passage, which he helpfully highlighted for us. When we followed this hint, we end up in a tomb with the map explicitly pointing out the location of the headquarters. What is this, rookie hour? Your super secret initiation was read the red letters? Somebody could have found this map on accident. Whatever, grab the location and head north. For the journey, I'll head up to a nearby stable and, borrow a horse to make my way up north towards the cult. After arriving at a Lake Arius caverns, I'm confronted with a choice. Either hand over all my gear and pretend to join the cult, or... Yeah, Pete ain't really the covert type. So instead, I'll just punch my way through the cultists, muscle my way into the main chamber, and grab the Mysterium Xarxes before anyone can get me. Camoran fled, but who cares? It's not like he has the Amulet of Kings or anything. Let's slip out before these cultists get too worked up. Surely with my horse I can outrun any of these schmucks. Oh, my horse ran off. Oh well, let's get this book up to Martin in Cloud Ruler Temple. Maybe he can make some use of it.
By the nine, such a thing is dangerous even to handle.
Well, maybe. But he says he needs a moment to read it. You know what? Fair. While I'm waiting, let's root out some spies for Joffrey. Head to Bruma, talk to Burl, who tells me to talk to Jurl. I head down to her house, but it's locked. After waiting a moment, I figure I might need to unlock it. I could go get a lockpick or something, but you know, I do have an unlock spell already. I'm just not high enough level alteration to use it. So... while I was alternately casting spells and waiting directly outside her door, Jurl hears me and immediately attacks, changing into Mythic Dawn robes and a red cloud of smoke. She was a spy? You can tell she's a good one too, because she drops all pretense, changes into an easily identifiable uniform, and attacks me the second she made eye contact. In the middle of a town, in front of everyone. Very covert. I grab her basement key, make my way through the tunnel, and report back on the situation to Joffrey. And lucky for me, Martin's made progress deciphering the tome and has some new work for us. He doesn't have all the details, but to start, he needs the blood of a Daedra to start on a portal. Easy enough, let's head to Azura's shrine. I'll just...
Somebody help!
Okay, maybe not. I don't know why, I just got a bad feeling about it. Probably just nightmares though. I'll do some spelunking to clear my head. Maybe I can beat Umbra now?
Umbra shall feed!
Okay, nope. I even tried to use the traps and the runes to my advantage to no avail. Maybe a guard will help?
Stop! You violated the law.
Oh yeah, huh. I guess I did start it after all. Okay, new plan. I'm tired of banging my head against the wall for now, so why don't I gear up? Pete started the Arcane University questline, and enchanted gear would be really helpful right about now. Alright, let's get this over with. Anvils first. Bait out Commonalda and beat her into this rock until she agrees not to rob any more merchants. One recommendation down, next is Bruma, where Jean just wants us to find Jaskar, since he's been missing for a few days. Steal a book to help Falinara with a prank, and ta-da! Jaskar was here the whole time. Tell Jean about it, and that's rec number 3. Alright, let's mosey on down to Skingrad, where Adrienne wants to know where Aerthor's at. Well, she sent him to go practice in a cave, then forgot about it, and now his cave is overrun with zombies. Just wipe him out and...
I'm not going anywhere until they're gone.
Oops, missed one. Like I said, wipe him out, then drag him back to Skingrad for a happy reunion. 3 to go. Bravel's close enough, let's help out their guild. Kude wants us to help out Ardeline without letting her know we were put up to it. You see, Varen Vamori is into her, but instead of, talking to her or anything, he stole her staff so she'd have to talk to him. And then, instead of, handing it back over, or even just keeping it, this idiot sold it to his friend in the Imperial City. Whatever. Buy the staff from his buddy, return it, and secure Kude's recommendation. Alright, down the road to Cheydinhall, where Falkar wants to send us down the well to fetch a 150... do the weight units have a name? Weight units is a bit boring. You know what? Brambleplinths. Thanks, JBN. Pete's so buff he doesn't even need Feather, but it doesn't matter because Falkar ran off. Search his desk, find black soul gems. Oh no, he's a necromancer? Report all this to Dietzen and secure Pete's penultimate recommendation. For the last one, mosey on down to Leowyn, where it looks like someone stole the Gale's Adderall, so she can't focus on her magely duties. After sniffing around a bit, I found out that A, Calthar is very happy it was stolen, which surely doesn't mean anything and shouldn't be read into, and B, her dad took it too, and probably had some on him when he died. So I run down to grab that. That's probably fine. Grab the script and, oh hey, Calthar's here to help beat up these trolls. Guess he had a change of heart?
Why are you trying to ruin everything?
Never mind. Pete puts the beat down on Calthar until he agrees not to steal people's medicine anymore, then pass the addies on to Gale. Hope that's enough to tide you over. As thanks, she gives us the last recommendation we needed, and Punchin' Pete is officially on his way to the Arcane University, Cyrodiil's premier magical learning institute and the perfect place to train your magical prowess. Pete isn't interested in any of that though. He's just here to make a hat that lets you punch better. As part of Pete's induction though, I do get the chance to make a staff, and one of the illusion options is a paralysis staff. That could be super useful when I'm running low on options, and paralysis, I'll note, is not damage, so it's totally allowed. To get the staff, we need to visit the grove at Wellspring Cave, where the attendants will help us pick out a bough of wood to use as the base of our new staff. Sounds easy enough. I'm sure that when we get there, everyone will be alive and the cave won't be overrun by necromancers. Oh no! Everyone's dead and the cave is overrun with necromancers! Thankfully, necromancers are mages, and mages are squishy, so a couple of knocks to the noggin does the trick. Grab the unfinished staff, head back to Ramnus, and drop off our stick at the Chironasium so they can work their literal magic. And, conveniently for us, the Chironasium also has the Arcane University's enchanting altars, so let's do some enchanting. For now, I'll just throw a shield on some gear so Pete can tank a few more hits. I did learn after the fact that there are some better options. Elemental shields provide both elemental resistances and the same base shield effect, and Reflect blocks the damage it reflects. Good to keep in mind for future playthroughs. For now though. Also, we had a level up pending. I put some points into Strength, Willpower, and Endurance. Lastly, while we're still here, a training spell for healing might be nice. Unlike the remaster and some other games in the series, casting any spell gives a flat amount of XP. So it behooves me to just make it as cheap as possible so I can cast it while wandering around. You know, since I have a paralysis staff now, let's finish up the arena, starting with these poor bastards. Punch down this sword-slinging cat, knock over a blade-wielding Breton to rank up to hero, lay out Mr. here, press the soft spot on this wizard's head, and finally team up with Porky to beat down this proper adventuring party, finally ranking up to champion. In the process, Pete even got a couple more levels, both into Strength, Willpower, and Endurance. And that's it, right? Pete's the champion, what more is there to do? Well, there's still the Grand Champion, the Grey Prince himself, Agranac Gromalog. It's been a second since we helped him out, I wonder how he's doing. For this fight, all bets are off. There are no rules, looting is allowed, and you can bring in any gear you want. Truly, this will be a battle for the ages.
What are you waiting for? Do it! End my misery!
You alright, bud? Well, I've got a job to do.
Do it again!
And hey, Pete's the Grand Champion now. There's nothing stopping us from...
Hey, such violence! What are you...
Like I said, nothing stopping me from finishing the main quest. So that means I'll go back to Cloud Ruler Temple, right? Well, not exactly. The next part of the main quest requires us to get a Daedric artifact, and after the broken nightmare I went through trying to get Azura's star... Wait a second. Nightmares. That gives me an idea. Pete makes a pilgrimage to Vermina's shrine, talking to some of the devotees nearby to find out what to offer her. This guy says we need a black soul gem to offer up, and I remember that you get some in the course of the Arcane University questline. I start on it, punching some necromancers with the Count of Skingrad, before realizing there are just some grand soul gems lying around here. Sure, that works. Take this to one of the shrines and wait until the necromancer's moon eclipses Arcane and... Wait, I can't cast Soul Trap. Shit. I really don't want to have to sit here waiting another week. Let's very quickly pop over to the Imperial City Market District, grab a Soul Trap scroll, a scroll trap if you will, and then travel back and cast it on the shrine to convert this Grand Soul Gem into a Black Soul Gem. Got to it just in time to hand it over to Vermina's shrine.
Retrieve my orb.
Vermina wants an orb, I'll get her an orb. I tried to punch my way through the dungeon to get it, but... Reflect is rough, and all these Clanfear have it. Barefist on scales, even Barefist as powerful as Pete's, get scraped up pretty bad. Don't worry though, I have a solution. Clanfear don't have hands, so they can't open doors. So beat them up as much as I can, then walk out the door, wait to heal up, and pop back through to repeat. Maybe it's cheesy, but if it works, it works. Thankfully, at least, the Atranax here are a lot easier to handle. Just dodge until they're low on magicka, then... I guess mages are squishy, even mages from the plains of Oblivion. Keeping to that pattern, Pete plods his way through the Daedric dreamscape this den has become. I'm gonna forget I ever saw that. And just grab the orb off the desk near Arcved. Easy.
And Arcved will live out the rest of his days in nightmare.
Vermina's pleased as punch to doom this guy to eternal nightmares, and the Skull of Corruption is just the blood of a Daedra we needed. Okay, what's next, Marty?
The blood of a divine.
Sounds like next up he needs the blood of an Aedra. This one's a bit trickier than the last one, but still pretty simple. Just gotta pop over to Sancretor and grab the armor of Tiber Septim. Real quick though, Joffrey wants us to help out Captain Bird over in Bruma. An Oblivion gate popped open and he wants us to show him how it's done. Just talk to Bird, agree to go through with them, and then ignore everything and run straight for the end. Okay, actually, Pete does get the chance to do some punching. I didn't bring any lockpicks, and I need to get through that door to get to the stone, so I gotta beat down a sigil keeper for their key. Reach the chamber, grab the stone, and hope Bird got any of that while the gate collapses around us. So, looking at the map, Sancretor is pretty close to... Ah shit, Pete's luck and speed got damaged, and he doesn't exactly have the best relationship with the gods right now, so shrines are off the table. I could make a pilgrimage, but that sounds hard. Instead, I'll just search Imperial City shops for some stuff for potions to restore them, and... yeah, that's fine. You know, while we're in the city, let's enchant some stuff with hand-to-hand. If Pete punches harder, the enemy won't have as much time to hit back. The best defense and all that. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Sancretor is pretty close to Cloudtop, where we got that book for Irana earlier. Just fast travel there, trudge my way over, and make my way inside. At first, this looks like pretty standard dungeon fare. Pete punches his way through every skeleton and ghost he sees on the way until he runs into an undead blade. These guys are the whole gimmick of this dungeon. There are 4 of them hanging around, and Pete needs to deck each of them hard enough to bring them back to their senses. Once all of them are freed, hopefully they can bring down the force field up around the armor. The blade himself is easy enough to deal with, just bop him a few times and he goes down. The real challenge lies in these wraiths. They can silence Pete to stop me from healing, apply a dot, and drain his endurance, which, in concert, can knock his health down way faster than he can theirs. I tried the classic, skirting around them to get straight to punching the blade, but fine, I guess I'll just deal with them. I found the best approach is to hug a corner so I can leverage it to block their projectiles, then punch in the downtime between their spells. Can only handle 1 or 2 at a time like that though, so I have to be careful. Once the wraiths are dealt with, the rest is easy enough. Just punch 1, 2, 3 more blades. Pretty easy overall, except this guy who has a pretty sick sword. Mostly a get good moment. I dodge and weave between his slashes to deal with him, and then grab the armor and book it back to my main man Martin. Alright, armor handed in, and Pete's got a new directive. Get 1 great Welkynd stone. I've heard these things are super rare, but thankfully Martin knows exactly where we can grab one. Mysterium. Yeah, nobody's returned alive. Do you know how many deadly runes I've lived through in the past couple of weeks? Ignore those. My first couple of runs through, I tried to play it by the books, you know, punching the zombies, play the game as intended, but these suckers have a lot of health. You know what, screw it, I'm hoofing it. Oh yeah, easy money. Just grab the great stone, run past the king who spawns, and... the doors are locked. I could try to fight my way through, give the king the old what for, but that sounds hard. And I am not sitting here training my alteration until I can open those doors. You know what I could do, though? Leave Miskargand and then make for the market district. I'm betting the magic shop will have something that could help. Let's just buy all the open scrolls they have, just in case. That lock was hard, right? It should be fine. With these in hand, let's head back to Miskargand, zoom to the end of the dungeon, take the Great Welkynd Stone, and... damn it, these are very hard locks. I think there's another way out around here. What about through this passageway? Aha, hard lock. Cast open and run like my life depends on it. You know, because it does. Well, that's that then. Take a nice stroll back up to Cloud Ruler Temple and pass the stone off to Mardicus. And hey, wouldn't you know it, he figured out the last little bit we need. To get to Camoran's Paradise, we'll need a Great Sigil Stone, the Daedric counterpart to a Great Welkynd Stone. Easy enough, just let the Mythic Dawn open a Great Oblivion Gate they were planning to put up outside Bruma. I'm sure the Countess will be thrilled about that. I'll go break the news to Countess Carvain. Okay, well, aside from a bit of a balk, she's surprisingly on board with the whole plan. Just invite her over to the chapel so the adults can talk things over and we're off. Look at all these guards, what a show of force. Martin takes a moment to get here, and after a rousing speech, he's ready to go. My goal here isn't to kill Daedra. It's just to protect Martin long enough to see them open the Great Gate. Well, if I punch Martin enough, he'll get aggressive and chase me down. Just lead him away and chill out until the Great Gate is open. Afterwards, I can lower my hackles and hope he calms down. Hey, there we go. Great Gate opened. Let's get that rock. Pete pops through the planar portal and... Wow, okay, my game is not loving this. It's been running relatively well this whole time, but after popping through this gate, it's crawling. This must be the work of Mehrunes Dagon, a last resort trick to stop Martin from relighting the dragon fires. Well, lag or not, you know the drill. No pun intended. Run past everyone, hop through some lava, jump around these sad excuses for gates, and we're in. Let's deck the Sigil Keeper, steal his keys, and grab the Great Sigil Stone. Hey, got another level out of the whole ordeal. 5 points into endurance and a few into strength and willpower, not too shabby. With that done, we can finally head to... Oh, a lot of Pete's attributes are damaged. Fine, I'll do the pilgrimage. Is what I was going to say, but after grabbing a horse to go pray at Arcane's shrine near Anvil, all of Pete's attributes were back in ship shape. Just, don't tell him I stole that horse. Okay, now we can head back to Cloud Ruler so Martin can perform the ritual to open that gate to Mankar Camoran's paradise. He opens the gate for us and... Hey, actually, can you give me a second? I have to repair my stuff, recharge my gear, you know the deal. Yeah? Thanks, man. Knew I could count on you. Alright, with that done, let's get headed to paradise. Oh, sorry, Gaia Alata, as Camoran calls it. As soon as I'm in, I wander down the path and get told by some ascended immortals that the only way forward is through the
Forbidden Grotto.
To get in there, we'll need the Bands of the Chosen. Should be easy enough. Just punch Cathatet until he gives us the bands, and oh no, they've clamped shut on Pete's arms, and now he has to wear the gaudy things until further notice. I just hope nobody sees me in these. Once I'm in the grotto, I just have to punch my way through some Daedra until I meet Eldamil, a friendly face who offers to be a meat shield, offers to help us escape. Scoot around some Dremora and punch this Daedroth until our boy Ellie breaks the band so Pete can leave in style. Oh, these poor fools being tortured. Don't worry, I'll pull you up at least. Oh. After turning some Storm Atronachs back into rocks, Pete is home free, ready to meet Man of the Hour Mankar Camoran in his palace and defeat him once and for all. Surely this will be a battle for the ages. Well, that's a bit anticlimactic. With Camoran dead and the Amulet of King secured, there's only one more thing to be done. We have to bring Martin back to the Imperial City so he can relight the dragon fires. Excepting any unfortunate Daedric invasions, this should be a cinch. Escort Martin to the council room so some old guys can confirm him, and... Oh no, a Daedric invasion, how unfortunate. Well, Dagon must be running out of steam because these guys aren't really scary at all. Oh, I'll just scoot by you and...
We're too late!
Are you sure this is the best place to talk? Well, after that poorly timed conversation, I managed to get Martin into the Temple of the One so he can... Oh, another dirty trick. To try to save his hide, Dagon is hitting me where it hurts. My FPS. Luckily, it doesn't matter, and Martin manages to drive him back to Oblivion, sacrificing himself and saving Tamriel in the process. I'm gonna be honest, I had a lot of fun writing this, so there's a good chance I do this sort of thing again. Also, sorry this was a long one, but in my defense, I was working with like 20 hours of footage. If you liked the video, check out Just Background Noise, Ragnarok, and Mickey D. They've all got Elder Scrolls Challenge videos, which I enjoy quite a bit. And honestly, they probably have the whole style down a bit more than I do at this point. Speaking of liking this, though, I think there's a button for that. 2, depending on how much you liked it. Anyways, thank you for joining Pete and I on this journey across Cyrodiil. Until next time, take it easy.